Hello and welcome to this XG2Anki tutorial. Last time we talked about general settings in Anki on two different places. These were all settings which were built into Anki itself, and it has nothing to do with XG2Anki or my product. So today we talk about how you can configure the behavior of my Anki decks. And basically I created these Anki cards. In first place, I created it for myself because I'm really believing that this will help my game tremendously. And I make everything according to my needs, more or less. But I'm aware of the fact that, people are different and some people like it a little bit different than me, or sometimes it's just a matter of taste, whatever. There are some things that you can change or influence the default behavior of XG2Anki. And it all works via renaming a deck. Unfortunately, I found no other easy or convenient way to make something in the behavior configurable. So I had to go via the deck name. So I will show you how you do this. So we still have here our deck that we have downloaded from the UBC final 2023. And when you want to set a deck parameter, you have to do it by renaming. And renaming goes very easy. You go to the deck you want to rename and go on this little wheel here, wheel icon, click on it and say rename. And then first be careful. Everything is here selected, which means if you now type anything, the old name will here get overwritten. That's what we don't want. So by definition, the deck parameters are at the end of a deck name and they have to be in square brackets. So first of all, I will click here that the selection that it's deselected, and then I make it blank, which is optional. Important is a square bracket, then the parameter, which is just a letter. Maybe let's go back. I will show you where you find the list. When you select the deck, you will always get displayed the deck description, which I have set. And here is the list of all the parameters you can set. And some of them I will demonstrate now in this little tutorial, and you can experience on your own with the other ones. And the idea is that you have to rename your deck. At the end of the name, there must be square brackets and then one or more parameters. Each parameter is a letter. And if you want to set more than one parameter, you have to separate them with semicolons. So now let's go back to here. So you have here your deck list, and for the deck you want to influence, you go on this icon here on the right side and go on rename. Then don't forget to click first here, otherwise you will overwrite the existing name. Usually we want to keep the name, and we just want to add the deck parameters at the end. So I enter blank because I'm a little bit like Monk. Everything has to be just in the way I like it, but this is technically it's not necessary. What's necessary is an opening square bracket, then the parameter. Let's start with the parameter A. Don't be afraid, we don't go through the whole alphabet. This is a parameter where you can switch the display of the match score, which was in away style, which is my personal preference, and I also recommend all my students to use this. But anyway, if you want to see it in the original score and the absolute score, you can do this via the deck parameter A. So we do this. So important is opening square bracket, then parameters, if you have more than one, separated by a semicolon, and a closing square bracket. That's it. So now we go into this deck again, click on the deck and say study now. And we see what happens. We don't see the score here. It's still 3 away. What went wrong? Okay, I think this is because I have only done it for the main deck. So this is a rare case where we have sub-decks. So, and the first card is from Xander Lylov, the sub-deck. So we have to do this, unfortunately, we have to do this here as well. So we go to the end, square bracket, open, and then parameter A and square bracket. And now it should work because it will go to the, it's based on the deck we are in, and here we are in the sub deck of Xander Lylov. Now you see here it's the score is now displayed not as 3 away, 5 away, it's displayed as 4-2 to a match of 7. So anyway, you can configure it in the way you like it. And we can even go further and use, instead of A, we can use B, which is a shortcut for both, which means, let's go inside again, it should play both ways. So if you are just starting to work with away scores and not used to it, maybe this is the way to go in the beginning, that you see both type of notation of the match score. Okay, what else do we have here? We have the parameter n. I want to show you. It's a little thing. And in this case, I will leave it to b, and I will add a second parameter. Then I have to use semicolon to separate the parameters. And in this case, it's the parameter n for names, which should change in that way. If we now should see the player names. Not a big thing, but maybe some of you may like it. So you see here under the diagram the names of the players. So Xander Lylov was here black, and Masayuki Mochizuki was playing the white pieces. Okay, what else do we have? One I'm very proud of because I really like it, and I think it's really useful especially if you are practicing for live Backgammon tournaments. You see here the pip count. It's always displayed here in this nice way that you see the pip count of the player with the black pieces, and then the pip count of the player of the white, and then the difference from the black's perspective. So in this case, black is down 14 pips. So that's the default, and let's see what we can change here. I could now add the parameter p again with a semicolon p, or I go back to reset the other parameters and just use p for pip count. And let's see how this goes now. We go into the deck. No, not into this one. Into, yeah, it was correct, sorry. So study now, and now you see we have here this pip count button and a timer. And this simulates pretty nicely the stress situation that you have in live tournament because your clock is running. And so now you do your pip count here, you see how many seconds, and now you do your counting. Let's say you have it in your head, and then you say stop, show pip count. And then you see your pip count as before and how many seconds it took you. And I think this is really a very valuable tool, because I'm really convinced that you need to find the pip count method and practice it, that you should get a precise pip count. Precision is important and speed is important. Yeah, both things are very important. Yeah, if it's not precise, the drawback is obvious. You will mess up your decisions because you got the wrong pip count. And if it's not fast enough, you will not be able to do it often enough, because the pip count is very important. We all know this from the bots. the pip count, even in the beginning, is very important. So you need a method which allows you to do it very fast. And I'm pretty sure, or I'm convinced, you have to get under 30 seconds to get a precise pip count. If not, you will most likely not be able to do it often enough. Of course, there's an alternative, running pip count, but that's a completely different story. Okay, so this is you can really practice this and really do this. If I do my normal Backgammon studies with Anki, and shortly before live tournament, I do this at least a week before. Every problem I encounter, I do pip count practice, and I check. And here it's very easy to see how accurate you are and how fast. Yeah, this is also important. Because if you do it here at home, you may think, oh, I'm pretty fast and I can do it in whatever, how many seconds do you think you can do it? But it's really easy to overestimate your capabilities here. So here you have really clear yeah, you clearly see how well you are doing in terms of accuracy and in speed. So I can only recommend to use this before your live tournaments to activate this parameter P, so you get this nice pip count trainer functionality. So the last one I want to show you is the parameter Q, which is, I personally don't like it to have this selection of possibilities, obviously, especially when it's checker play. Because, I'm honest, I sometimes would find a move that would not be in the top 4 list. So, I personally prefer it the other way, so that I don't get this list. And this I can do with, here again, I do just add it, semicolon, and the parameter Q. And this will result in the following situation, that you don't have this list here. So I think this is more realistic, but again, people are different, and some like it when you can make a selection here, and in the next screen you get this green check mark if you have done it right. That's also a positive sign, and maybe motivates you to do more. And anyway, that's your option. And again, if you go to the deck here, and every time you enter, you get this deck description. In any of my decks, you have this list of possible options, and you can just play around with them and see what makes your life easier and happier in regards to Anki on your daily practice. So that's it for today. I wanted to show you this because I think that's quite important, and especially I'm really proud of this pip count trainer. It's a small thing, but I think it's really small but super effective. And yeah, I am pretty sure a tournament player will like it and use it to practice. Okay, that's it for today. See you in the next Anki tutorial. Until then, bye bye.